Hi, my name is Gabe Chang-Deutsch, and today I'll be doing a video of part 2 of my series on film study for debaters. Why do film study of your own speeches? Part 1 of this talks about film study for other debater speeches and watching speeches online. In this video, I will talk about why you should watch your own speeches and ways to make that film study hyper effective. Watching your own speeches allows you to identify what judges hear, not what you think they hear. Is what you are saying being communicated effectively? If you are flowing the speech, is there enough pen time to write things down? Do you have the warrants written down? What are the inefficiencies in your in-round speeches? When you watch your own speeches, you can notice the things that you say, maybe not in a practice speech, but only in actual debate rounds, and find ways to solve that. It also allows you to see if you're using cross-ex effectively. Not many people do practice cross-exes, but you can see if the cross-ex questions you're asking seem to be getting you anywhere, what your affect is during cross-ex, whether you seem like you're in control of cross-ex, all of which can help with speaker points and making debates easier to win. It also gives you a window into what the judge is seeing and hearing. Like I talked about above, you can see and you can hear exactly the words you are saying, and it also allows you to understand the ethos of the debate. Do you seem like you're in control? Do your speeches sound really quick and like you're in a hurry, or do you sound like you're, in control and ready to win that debate round? All of that matters and cannot really be predicted by the drills and practice speeches you do, and is a unique benefit of watching your rounds on film. To study film, you must film your own rounds, and it matters the ethics of how you record and ask your opponents to be recorded. Debaters and judges have the right to refuse to consent to their speeches or decisions being recorded. There's many different reasons they might not want to be recorded. You don't get to ask them why they don't want to be recorded, and you don't get to force them into being recorded. If they ask not to be recorded, just say okay, and you can record your next round. Ask pre-round. Is everyone okay if I record the speeches in RFD and post them in either a publicly or privately available setting? I will send you a recording after the round. Many teams use unlisted YouTube videos to upload the videos of the debates they have filmed. I think this is the best way because it allows you to send links effectively to your coaches and to your competitors, and most teams would prefer their videos to be private. You can also upload it to Google Drive and send the link, which solves a lot of the same problems. I think when you upload it to Google Drive and send the link, it does mean your Google Drive will fill up pretty quickly, and you might have to buy Google Drive Premium, but that costs $2 to $3 a month, so it is very affordable. Before the debate, you should set up your recording equipment and make sure it works. You really don't want to have to mess with your microphone or your camera during the debate, and it just makes you look like a scrub. So make sure your audio and mic works, and that all the debaters are in the shot and can be seen in the round. If not all the debaters can be in the shot, you should make sure at least your team is in the shot. And it is also preferable that judges are viewable on camera so you can view their reactions, but it is unnecessary. So make sure the camera is working, that the angle of the shooting and that the frame includes everything that it needs to be that needs to be in the frame, and that your microphone is picking up sound. Post-tournament film study. So it's Wednesday, you just had your tournament, it went great, you've uploaded the film, and you've sent it to the people who wanted it. When people say they want the film, you should send it to them, and you should be prompt. Do not send it to them like 3 weeks after. They also want to do film study, and they allowed for you to film the round and record it, so you should be reciprocally respectful and send them a recording of what they said. You should rewatch and flow the debates. You do not have to rewatch and flow all of the debates, but you should do it for the close ones or the ones where you didn't understand what was occurring or want to, in which you made a mistake and you want to make your debating even better. It is great to watch these rounds for rebuttal redos because you can reflow what your opponent said. For example, you could reflow the 1AR or the 2NR and then give a redo against an exact transcription of what the 1AR or 2NR said, which means your redo will be all the more better. You should notice what arguments your opponent is stumbled on or didn't adequately respond to. In the future, when you debate this team, those are strategic parts of the debate that you could emphasize if you think your opponent is not that good at debating them. If from the video you notice that your opponent is not good at extending T arguments, which is something you didn't notice in the debate, the next time you debate them, you might be more likely to go for topicality. Try to render a decision when you have watched and flowed the debate. Obviously, you will be biased because you're rendering a decision about yourself, but it will still help in the process because you can see how the judge has seen the round, what I like to call a judge's eye view of the round, and use that, the decision you've made, to change the way you would have debated in the round. Finally, you should write a list of the things you notice from your debate that you want to change your next tournament. Are you not spreading extremely clear? Are your analytics inefficient? You can do drills to resolve those things. You should keep a running list from your tournament film study of what needs to be resolved and what needs to be changed, and then in the future, you can change it. Another important thing is film study for preparation. You should watch your rounds and use what you've said in the debate round proper to change up your blocks and arguments. Were there arguments that you used in the debate that you want to remember again? Turn that into a block. A lot of times, people think of arguments during a debate round and make them in the debate. But because debate tournaments are so stressful and there's so much going on and you're about to debate another team in an hour and a half, you don't have time to write that out and turn it into a block. I think after each debate, it is a good idea to write down the arguments you thought were good from that debate and so that you can port them into your next debate. But a lot of times, you don't have time to do that. But when you have that round on film, you can be like, oh, wow, I don't remember saying this, but this is something I should use again in the future. I'm going to turn it into a block in my theory file or in my AF file. And then in the future, you can utilize all those good bits and pieces from a lot of different debates to make your speeches in one debate include all the best parts of your debating. Also, you can notice things that you messed up on. Did a block you wrote previously that you thought sounded good sound weird when it was said out loud? You can change it up. A lot of times we write blocks super quickly, late at night, and don't give practice speeches on the blocks, and then they'll be written incorrectly or just missing a few words. Change that up as you heard it from the debating, and then it'll make your blocks more efficient and easier to use and not be stumbled on during the debate round. If you set up the camera frame effectively, you can watch your judges' facial expressions and see their and your responses to them. For example, if the judge is flowing an argument and you didn't notice during the debate, but they seem to be super vibing to an argument or they really dislike an argument, you can notice for the future that that judge probably isn't the best for X argument or seems to really like Y argument. Also, depending on what is in frame, you can check out your partner communication. This is much easier to discern in person because obviously you're probably talking over Slack, Discord, or text during online debate. But sometimes in debate rounds we feel like we're talking to your partner, but you really only talk to your partner for a little bit. Effective partner communication allows you to split up prep, allows you to find what arguments are most strategic, notice mistakes your opponent made because you have 2 eyes or 4 eyes on the flow and everyone's listening instead of it. You just have to rely on your own ears. This obviously only works for policy debate, but it allows you to see whether your partner communication is occurring and whether you're talking to your partner enough, which can be something that you remember to change when you're debating with them again at the next tournament. Mistakes you made in debates can only be corrected if you discern them. Judges do not always point out every mistake you have made in a debate, and you also don't always remember it. Film lets you see what the mistakes are, recognize those after you've had a few days to sit with the debates and process what you feel like occurred during the tournament, and then change those for the next tournament, which is one of the greatest benefits of the film. It also lets you see what is working. Is your ethos better when you give a final rebuttal on paper or on a computer? If it's better when you give it off a computer, stop flowing on paper and give more of those computer rebuttals. Are you super clear in person? Great. Maybe you don't have to do the pen and mouth spreading drill anymore, but it sounds like you're not fast enough, so you can just do speed drills. Are you making a specific argument that works extremely well in the final rebuttals? You should take notes on that and don't be afraid to be proud of your growth. Even though film study operates as a way for you to see what you need to work on, it also allows you to see your strengths. And if you debate to play up your strengths, judges will also notice what is working and will be more likely to vote for you in the future. Thanks so much for coming to my video.